Musician sounds great. You makan pasir, is it every month? So I said, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to make it work. I don't know how I'm going to make money. But all I know is if this is what God's called me to do, He'll make a way. And with that, my parents said, okay, blessings, go ahead. So I carried down this path for quite a few years, and really, nothing much happened. I flash back to college and, the dreams of, rock star. I remember when I was in college, be like, okay, album is out, music video playing on TV. I could imagine myself walking down the cafeteria, and then all the girls look, ooh, that's John, ooh. It's like, yeah, I'm the famous guy in college. But it never happened. After I quit my job, it never happened. It took so long for any kind of success in music to show itself. Now, why am I telling you this? How did I get through this? Today, right, I really didn't know what to expect coming here to share. So I forgot to start by thanking your leaders in YC for inviting me to share. And please give it up to the Bing Thing as well for sharing. And I paused to say this because later I'm going to come back to this about how while they were talking, I suddenly had this realization, this snap. Like God suddenly snapped something in my head and I thought, okay, makes sense. So I'll come to that later. How do I get through this? Can I take a short detour to tell you about one of my heroes in the Bible, this dude called David. So this dude, right, is a shepherd. He's the youngest of his family. And the family is not like a glamour family, okay? Like, basically imagine you've got the rich and famous, you've got the really, they are powerful, and then you've got this guy's family, small time. And he's the youngest, even smaller time. And this guy is a shepherd. Today, we don't have much exposure to that kind of a culture. So to give you a picture, it's not a glamorous job. He's got his sheep to take care of, his father's sheep. Most of the time, he's out in the middle of nowhere alone. And it's a very lonely job. So this guy, right, one day, unsuspecting, this prophet comes up to him, to his father's house, and says, okay, I want to meet all your sons. And the last guy to get called is this dude, David. So he comes and basically the prophet says, you're going to be king. Interestingly, right, this dude, David, just carries on with his life like nothing happened. Continued tending the sheep. And then, right, one day, the country is from Israel, is at war with these people called the Philistines. You guys know the story of David and Goliath, right? Now let me give you a bit of background. We always know the story, how it ends. Okay, first slingshot, blah, 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 dead. The background's very interesting. So the people are at war with this these people called the Philistines. And at that time, right, because war is very expensive, lots of people will die, money is spent, it's not a pretty thing. So to save everybody the trouble, what they will do is they'll have one champion from that side fight against one champion from this side. You see this in a lot of movies. You watch war movies and all. So the Philistines like this idea because they've got this big, huge giant named Goliath. Apparently, I think he's like 9 or 10 feet tall or something, just about double the height of every other guy. Now, he's not just big, he's also one of the best warriors around. So, of course, they like this approach. You send one of your champions to fight with our guy Goliath, and if your champion wins, reach out. You guys won the war. If our champion wins, we win the war. All right? Everybody with me? So, all the Israelite guys are really scared. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Nobody wants to fight this guy. So, really, by coincidence, David happens upon this area and he says, what's going on? So they tell him what's going on. He says, what is this? In my imagination, still a young guy, probably just a teen, probably about you guys' age, quite arrogant. What's this? Why is nobody fighting him? How can he sit here and insult us, insult our God, and y'all are just taking this? So the older guys, they're like, bro, I think you better shut up. I think you don't know what you're talking about. You see how big that guy is? I think you better shut up. Just in case anybody hears you. David won't shut up. David says, no, I will fight him. Hey, bro, what are you talking about? How are you going to fight him? Small fella than you. That fella's like 3 times your size. No, I will fight him. I will fight him. Somehow word gets to the king, and I don't know for what reason the king finally gives in and says, okay, we'll let this guy fight him. Maybe they're desperate. I imagine they're at their wits' end. They don't know what to do. Okay, give chance. Go. Probably they're saying, okay, this fella, one more fella, die already lah. No choice. But David goes up there all proud and ready and very, very brave. And you guys know how the story ends. Slings a stone at Goliath and he kills him. Again, background very important. All the while, even after David has been told he will be king, I told you he goes back to daily life, right? He goes to tending his sheep. And the Bible just has this small passage where it mentions when he says, I will fight him. And everybody's like, huh? You? He tells the king as well, I will fight him. And the king's, huh? You? He says, don't worry, my God will protect me. The same God that protected me when I was tending my sheep and I had to kill the bear and the lion to protect my sheep, that same God will protect me. So while this guy went on with his daily life, he was in training. He didn't know for what. He didn't know why, but he was in training. So he did his job. He did it to the best that he could do. He could have just, oh, lion's here. Oh, sheep, never mind. Then go back to that diet. Sorry, lion came. Sheep gone. No. This little kid was brave enough to stand up to a lion. And he killed that lion himself, probably with the same slingshot, more than once. And when the time came, God used him. Now, why I tell you this story is, this is the story that I used to think about when I was your age. This David is about your age. Went about doing his daily thing, went about doing his own thing, and because he did it well, when the time came, God used him to deliver his entire nation. One whole war sorted because one guy your age was willing to be used by God. Did his job, did his part well. You know, you guys, most of you guys from church, you guys know that David went on to be king, right? Do you know how old he was when he was king? I realize not many people know this. Now, today's equivalent of a king, say in Malaysia, is Perdana Menteri, Prime Minister, that kind of thing, right? They are all like your parents' age, older. You'll probably look at it like, oh, you old fella. Imagine you go to college and you just graduate and then you become the leader of Malaysia. That was David's age. David was 23 years old when he became king. 23. That's like, just graduate, I'm the king of Malaysia. That's what God can do with you. Why do I tell you this story? For the longest time, I kept asking God, why? Why, if you want me to do this, why do you keep giving me success in this? If you want me to do music, how come there's no results? Today, right, I am very, very happy to say that things are starting to happen. But I'm also very happy to tell you that it's just the start for me. For my journey in music, like I feel I can tell you very strongly that one day I will be one of the People Think Pursue will be one of the biggest bands in the world. Why? Because I'm not doing it for me. And this is something I've never said from a stage before. I'm doing music because it's been awakened in me, and it took a long time that this is not about me. Over time, right, I realized God had to take so much time to give me results because it kept being about me. I want to go to the cafeteria and, whoa, that's Jono. So God said, no, you don't get it yet. Keep training. Keep slaying the bear. Keep slaying the lion. Still about me. And then, over time, as results started happening, right, it suddenly started clicking. Today, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is about living with purpose. Like David. David lived with a purpose. He didn't know what it was initially, but that purpose was to one day become king, to lead his entire nation. I didn't know what my purpose was initially. I just knew I wanted to do music. Now, suddenly today, right, in the last few months, I have realized, I kept asking God, okay, I want to do music. Where is this going to go? If I'm supposed to be one of the biggest bands in the world, how? I'm in Malaysia. How to become bigger from Malaysia? God said, don't worry. It's not about you. You just keep doing your thing. You keep slaying the lion and the bear. I will take care of everything else. In the last few months, right, it suddenly started dawning on me. God started opening my eyes to the fact that what I'm a part of is something much bigger than me. In Malaysia, God is raising up a generation of people, right, who will transform our entertainment industry. And I'm one tiny piece of that puzzle. Guys like the main thing. That's why I say when they were talking, suddenly it's like, oh, it snapped. You know, sometime back, some guy from another YouTuber approached me and said, can we collaborate on a video? So I said, okay, let me check out your stuff. I went to check out his videos. Every video is some chick in red t-shirt, water pouring, cleavage showing. So I was like, bro, why is every video of yours like this? It's a bit not really what I represent. They say, hey, it's the only way I can get views lah. And okay. So we agreed that we wouldn't really work together. But inside I thought, really? That's the only way you can get views? It's a bit sad if you ask me. There are guys here doing it differently. And like I said, it suddenly dawned on me, I'm a part of something much, much bigger. This year, right, I've suddenly realized, right, in Malaysia, this will be the trademark of my generation. My generation will be the generation that takes the entire entertainment industry for God. These guys, us, small part of the puzzle. I've recently started to meet guys in movies, guys who are in radio, guys who are in TV, all doing it. And when you talk to them, it's exactly how the Ming Ting spoke just now. We're doing well. Don't know why. We're doing well. It's not me. It's God. Same thing. Talk to them. We're doing this because God said do this. Suddenly the doors started opening. When it dawned on me that I'm doing this for God, suddenly the doors started opening. Suddenly the band started doing well. Now my challenge to you guys is, right, we're a different generation. The Ming Ting, us, we'll all go on to do our own thing. What are you guys going to do? What is your generation going to be known for? It doesn't have to be something all out there like music or YouTubing or Facebook or dance or whatever it is. Whether it's you being a doctor, whether it's you saying, I really want to be a lawyer, whether it's you saying, I want to be an accountant of all things, you do your work. You put in the time. You slay the lion, you slay the bear, do your part. You don't have to get the bigger picture yet. Just seek that purpose from God. What's my purpose? Keep doing it. Over time, you will suddenly realize that purpose, which you were so sure is yours, was actually His purpose. And then you'll open your eyes to what you want to do. That's it. Thank you for hearing me out. And thank you for having me.
Thank you once again, John Newman, for sharing and performing as well. And Isaac, thank you so much for assisting as well. Now, with that, up next we have a special short film. Now, this short film is special because it's produced by our very own YCTV as well. Yeah, you can go ahead and cheer. It's their very first short film, guys. All right, now for those of you guys who have watched the trailer, it's called Replaced. And for those of you who haven't watched it, check it out after this. Now, with that, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Replace, a production brought to you by YCTV.
I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't want you to get dragged up in all of this.
You see that guy on the left? Yeah, that's me. My name is Matt. And the other guy, his name is Chris. We go pretty far back. Let's go back to where it all started. When we were younger, back when we were just entering the world of teenage life, we used to be the best of friends. We would do almost everything together. We played sports together. We studied together. We went to the same school and were even in the same class. Until something happened. Something that would make us or break us. Something that would change our lives forever.
Matt. Matt, wake up.
Hey, don't disturb me lah.
Hey, Matt, it's Carmen.
Carmen? Hey, don't play me like that lah.
Matt, wake up. It's already Carmen.
Hey, if you want to play with my feelings, right, with the
Hey,
girl,
guys.
hey Carmen, how you doing?
Good. So Nita's actually having a party tonight. She asked me to invite you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Okay, I'll see y'all. Bye.
All right. It's gonna be fun, man.
I don't attend parties and do those kind of stuff. Y'all can go ahead without me.
What? Come on, it's gonna be fun. Okay, think of it as an open house instead of a party. An open house. What's up? This party is great, isn't it? It's a great party, right? Isn't it? Oh, look there, it's Carmen, man. I'm gonna make my move. Hey, Carmen.
Okay, Matt.
So, did it hurt when you fell from heaven because, the angels rejected you? Oh, I messed it up.
Is that supposed to be a pickup line?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I'm already to finish.
Excuse me, are you hitting my girl?
What? What's your problem, man?
Matt! You better watch yourself, man!
Let's go
You
home.
better watch your rest, what?
Let's go home, Matt.
Go home.
Hey, man, I never knew that about her.
About who?
About Carmen. Never knew she was together with Nish.
Yeah, well, you'll get over her.
Huh, yeah, hope so.
Hey, Matt, what are you doing this Sunday?
This Sunday, nothing much.
You want to follow me to church?
Chris, I told you, I gave up on religion a long time ago.
Yeah, well, maybe you should give it another shot. God. You know the story? God sent his son to die for us so that we could have another chance.
Look, Chris, I'm not going back to church ever again.
I just wanted you to know about Jesus, man, and what he did for you.
Nice going back there. Getting in trouble with the biggest bully in school.
Hey, I didn't know she was together with that guy. Anyway, my pickup line was pretty smooth.
Yeah, sure. I'm Kim, by the way.
Matt, I haven't seen you around school before. Are you new?
Nah, I've been around. Just like being alone and keeping a low profile. Anyways, I'm gonna chill with some friends now. Wanna come with us?
No, I don't think so.
Alright, here's my number. Call me. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Carmen.
Have you seen Matt today?
No, I don't think he came to school today.
Oh, I just want to apologize for the day and see if he was okay. Could you let him know?
Yeah, sure, I'll let him know.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
The number you dialed is not in service.
looking all for you. Where have you been?
I've been ignoring you, okay? Always getting on my back about everything. I don't need it.
I'm just worried about you. Who's this?
Who are you?
This is Kim, okay? And I've got her now, so I don't need you.
Time passed. Matt dropped out of school. He never sat for SPM, and he never even got into college. Kim became a really bad influence towards him, and he got into bad business.
Hey dude, check it out.
Yeah, that's them.
It's them?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Got the stuff.
Hey man, you got more where they came from? Got him? Yeah. Let's go. Good job.
The names are Matt and Kim, both 19. They've been dealing for about a year.
So do you know when's their next move?
The guy we caught, yeah, told us something about a meetup tonight.
Good job. I want both of you to continue to monitor them and find out where their headquarters is.
Yes, sir. This is it. You ready? The police. I think the police are watching us. They're coming after us.
Don't be silly.
Jeff got caught last week.
Wait, Jeff? What did you tell them?
I have no idea, but I think the police are watching us.
Police! Open up!
Oh no, it's the police!
Go around the back.
Chris!
Come with me, you want to live?
This is Unit 405 requesting for backup. There are 3 of them, I repeat, 3 of them, possibly armed and dangerous.
Why'd you come back?
Told you. I was worried about you.
I'm sorry, Chris. I didn't want you to get dragged up in all of this. It's been good knowing you, bro.
No. Matt, it's never too late.
Never too late for what?
Turn to God.
So he confessed he's the drug lord, and the other two were just working for him.
I guess there's nothing else we can do but one thing.
What?
It's a death penalty for him.
Excuse me? Is this a place where I can kind of learn more about Jesus? I've made a lot of wrong decisions in my life. Forget about it.
No, wait. In the Bible, Jesus died on the cross for everybody. He died for you, and he paid it all. And in John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life.
When the walls close in around me, let your glory light the darkness of my night. When the suffering's all that I see, may I walk with you by faith and not by sight.
Give it up once again for YCTV and the production. Replace, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Woo! You guys enjoyed that? Yeah? Now, it was a good film, was it? Especially the chase scene by the two police officers, our two worship leaders, both Josh and Sean as well. All right, they're a little bit shy right now. But up next is our special guest speaker that will share God's word here to us today. Now, just a little short intro on our speaker. She is none other than Pastor Susan Koh, and she is from FGA Kota Damansara. Before coming full-time, she was a lawyer working in a bank. And with 25 plus years of ministry experience with the young people as well. She has 4 lovely daughters, married to Pastor Koh Chu Soon, and they were the first pioneer of youth fellowship and in FGA before it turned into now YC. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pastor Susan Koh.
Whoa, thank you. Wasn't that great? Let's give a hand to the YCTV. I enjoyed that. Thank you for being here today. Wow, I feel so honored because we were part of the first youth church in FGA. How about that? So I probably am the oldest person in this room. Right. You know, to some of you, this may be the boring part. So this is the part you want to go to the toilet and then go and talk to your friends and all that. But let me tell you, this is actually the most important part. You've been fed with all sorts of things. I think kind of like information overload. We've heard some great preachers like John, amazing. Yeah, you might have a career in preaching. And then, of course, the Ming brothers, they've gone, is it? And, you know, you are probably asking yourself, now, what is it that I'm hearing today? What are all these people trying to do? You know, they've invited me to come here, and, you know, I got Kit Kat. I also got Kit Kat. And then those of you who didn't get Kit Kat, you probably came in late, so you can ask from them. I think they got Kit Kat, right? Everybody gets Kit Kat. And then not only that, you know, you get a nice bag of stuff to take back home. And you're asking yourself, what are they doing? And why is all this so important? And then you hear the Ming brothers talking about Jesus. And you hear John talking about Jesus. And then you see the video and you say, wow, what is this thing all about? You know, life parable, life story. But I want to tell you that there is a story worth telling today. And it began many years ago. And it still impacts us today. You know, at the end of every year, when you go to the mall, and I tell you, December is my favorite month of the year, because it's my birthday. Also, because that's the time when you love to go to the malls. Why? Because you get to see the decorations, and they put up all this sparkly, glittery stuff, and it's so pretty. You go there and take selfies. I feel like doing one right now. They bring up my phone. And you know, and you just really love the atmosphere, and you're just wondering what is it at the end of the year, what are they doing? Let me tell you, they don't tell you. They put up all this sparkly stuff to celebrate things. They don't tell you that actually this is a celebration of the most important person in the whole of history. Did you know that? It's the most important person in the whole of history. He's so important that, you know, we even divide our calendars. And if you study history, sejarah, there is BC and there is AD. He comes right in the middle of time, you know, and we measure our calendar according to him. And then in the middle of the year, springtime in the northern hemisphere, we celebrate another thing. And here we see bunnies and chicks and Easter eggs. And you're wondering, what is that all about also? And actually, we are at this season, at this time. And we're celebrating springtime. We're celebrating life, new beginning. And why is it that they always put a rabbit there? Do you ever wonder or not? You know what I found out? I was shocked. I went to find out. Do you know that rabbits are the only animals that can get pregnant while they are pregnant? You didn't know, huh? Well, that's something you take back. When the female hare, or Hare, is pregnant, she can get pregnant again. So she has another set of babies inside her. How amazing is that? Because she's a symbol of fertility. That's why they use bunny rabbits, all right? And then, of course, eggs is a symbol of fertility as well. But actually, you know, what we celebrate is we celebrate life from death. We celebrate Jesus' resurrection. And you're like, what? Resurrection? What is that? It means coming alive again from the dead. And then you ask yourself a question, why did he die? Why did he have to die? Did he die of old age and then he became alive again and became older? No, he was killed in the most horrible way. But you know what happened? He became alive again. And that's why we celebrate life this time, this season of the year. And then do you know that he became alive, and until today, if you were to go down to that part of the land in a geography, right, that part of the world, and you try to find his dead body, you try to find his bones or fragments of his bones, you can't find it. That's who Jesus is. You can't find him. He's gone. He became alive, and he's gone back to heaven. You ask the question, why did Jesus have to come? I mean, if he's God, then why did he have to come? Exactly according to the film we just saw. He came to replace you. You. I mean you. I don't mean just me. I mean you. He came to replace you, and you ask yourself, now, what did I do? What did I do that I need replacing? My goodness, I'm so awesome. I'm so good looking. Why did Jesus have to come to replace me? Anyway, by the way, I'm going to say that the movie was really great film editing, great videoing. That was really great. Yeah, give them a hand again, right? And the story was told by Matt. And Matt was talking about Chris, who replaced him for punishment in drug dealing. How can we relate to that story? You ask. I don't know. I don't know about you. As young people, I don't know if you ever ask yourself this question. Have you ever asked what is my true purpose in this world? Do you find that life is kind of like a bit boring if it's just all about going to study and then growing older, maybe get married, have some kids and die? Do you ever think about your true purpose in life? I know John was talking about, it's not just accounting. It's about doing something that means something and fulfilling something that only he can do. It's the only one that looks good in blue hair. How about that? Did you ever think of that? I don't know about you, when I was younger, many years ago, I used to sit down and think or lie down in bed. We young people are always very tired growing up. I used to lie down in bed and count the panel ceiling on the wall, and then count it, and then dream, and then think. And I used to think, what is it that I'm actually supposed to do? What's the purpose I'm here in the first place? Why is it that my parents are my parents? They're awesome parents, but why are they? Why not that big bungalow, down the road? Why can't I be a child of that family? And I used to think about that, and I'm thinking, what if I'm not in this life? I don't know about you, but I got a really crazy imagination. I used to think, if I don't belong to this time and space, maybe I was like in the Victorian era, during Jane Austen's time, or maybe further up, Star Trek. And I used to think, what is it? Why is it I'm here and all that? And and then I read magazines and I talk to people, and some of them are just as clueless, let me tell you. And then I find that the world tells me all sorts of things. And they tell me that I should be somebody who is significant in life. And how to be significant? Maybe because, you see, I'm an overseas Asian, right? I cannot go back to China, cannot speak Chinese. They also don't want me. So sometimes we get being called pendatang and we say balik China. I cannot. Actually, I'm Malaysian. I cannot speak Chinese. They don't want me there also, right? And but what has made overseas Asian amazing is that we are survivors. And our parents are survivors, our great-grandparents are survivors. And then you know what they say? They say, what's really important is that to be significant in life, you must have lots and lots and lots of money. And so the world tells us, go for it. Don't get into music no money, right? Don't go into YouTube no money, all right? And then we say, okay, parents always tell you, study hard. You ask them, why? Have good qualifications, boy. Why? So that you will have a good job next time. What's so important about having a good job? Then you can have a lot of money, they tell you. Then you say, why do I need money? Because you know what will happen in the end? Next time, I have all this money with me, and then I get worried. I get worried because people want to take my money away from me. People want to kidnap my children. Then I have to live in a nice house and have a really high wall with barbed wire on top because I got to guard what I have. And then, and then what happens is my children, they will have no more goal in life because they got everything already they want. So they don't need to study hard. They don't need to have a good job. They don't need to find any more money because I got all the money. And then it goes on and on and on. And what happens? Depression is on the rise. And I say depression is a rich man's disease. Because they got nothing else to worry about, Just sit around and say, I got everything already. Poor people got no depression, let me tell you. And then the world tells you that no, it's not just about money. It's just that you have to be able to do things and achieve things, They see you as somebody who is valued if you are healthy and if you are attractive. and if you are sexy, and if you are beautiful. And the world tells you that. And so you try and you strive. You know, you try to get your six packs, guys. Girls try to be kawaii. Right? Or they tell you that actually there's no difference lah. We are like the animals. Same. Just live and die lah, no problem. Is it really? Or some of them, they say, actually, life is just eat and then die. Nothing. Very existentialist, you know. Or some say that, you know, you are only significant when you have friends. Lots and lots of friends. Wow, how many of you got more than 1,000 friends on Facebook? Ooh, we got hands coming up, my goodness. Is that significant to you? Are they real friends? If you're in trouble, will they come and help you? Well, they might just like your status. I'm in trouble, like. That's cute. That's why I wish they had a dislike button. Because it just really doesn't make sense when they say I'm in trouble and then it's like. I like that. I don't know. But all this is you know, it's like all these things I was saying, you know, the fact that, you know, man is an economic being, is a machine, you know, he's only good when he does well, or he's only an animal, or he's just a pawn of the universe, or he's a social being, or he's a sexual being. All these things the world tells us. But let me tell you that actual significance, and I've been searching as a young person earlier, searching, and I looked into this book. And I've read many, many books, let me tell you. Old already, ma. Now eyes not so good. But been reading many, many books. And let me tell you, you know what this book, the Bible, tells me? It tells me that I can find real significance only when I find out who made me. Who made you? I'm not saying your father and your mother. Father and mother hold hands. They made me. No! More than hold hands. No. Somebody had you in mind, and that you know this, right? Look at your thumb print. I don't have one. Look at your thumb print. It's different from everybody else in the room. Everybody. And everybody else in the world, 7 billion. And everybody else that has ever been born in the world. You are different. And somebody had in mind. And sometimes you think, well, this fella is playing a joke on me because, wow, why am I like that? But I tell you, every single one of you are different. And there is a purpose. But we find our significance in finding out who is the one who made us. And here I tell you, it's God who made you, your creator. And He has made you, and you can only find yourself when you find Him. Or in this case, let Him find you. Do you know that God is interested to speak to you and to talk to you? Because He has done that to us. He has done that to our speakers before us. He has, you know. God has made us special and different in this world. Every single one of you. Don't try to be like what we say. You know, like in the Koreans, they love plastic surgery because they all want to look like a particular singer or dancer. They're not happy with their own face or who they are. But God has a reason to make you look the way you do. Yeah, I know. Sucks a bit, right? But the question comes now is, you see, if we can only find significance in God, then the question comes now is, why is it that Jesus had to come and replace me? You know why Jesus came to replace you? Because we cannot find our way to God the way we are. Really. You know why? Because we've all done really bad things in our life. When I was in secondary school, and I never shared this before. Wow, first timer. Never shared this before. I don't think even my daughter knows. But I won't go into the details. When I was in secondary school, I did something really, really bad. Oh, this old auntie also got that. Really. And every time I thought about people finding out what I had done, I get a panic attack. It's like I just start having that feeling inside me that goes like, I can't breathe. I start perspiring. I don't want people to know because it's something very embarrassing and terrible. And many years later, I confessed to it to the person that I am supposed to, and so things have been settled. But I also had to come to God. You see, for all those things that you have done in your life that gives you that sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, that you know that you are nothing, and you know that you have been, how you say, like filthy lah. You all know what I mean? And so terrible that you don't even want to tell people, so terrible that you think that it's not forgivable. And for all those things, Jesus came to replace you. Those things are called sin. You all know, we all know, we are been young ones, young. We have done stuff that we are not proud of. No matter how good looking we are on the outside, we have done really filthy things. And Jesus came to replace us for the punishment of those things. You see, you can't get away with all these things that you've done. Really, you can't. But Jesus came to replace us because He said, we heard earlier, on the cross, He came to give Himself. He said, it is finished. It is done. It is finished. Means He came and He took the punishment that was supposed to be upon all of us, me included, all the punishment that we should get for the filthy things that we have done. He took it upon Himself. He replaced us so that He took the punishment, and today we don't have to take that punishment anymore. Isn't that a great thing? We don't. It's like what Ming Han said earlier. You know, you don't study and you can get 10 A's. It's like you don't have to take the driving test and you have a driving license. It's that kind of thing that Jesus has done for us. And that's why it's such a great thing today. That's why when we, on Christmas Day, we give presents to each other. Why? Because we want to remind each other that on that day, God gave the most valuable present ever in history. Ever, ever. The most valuable present. That was His own Son. You know, the amazing thing is, it not only did Jesus came to replace us and give us forgiveness. You know, his deal is kind of a bit like the 3-in-1 coffee lah. How me like, or Rejoice 3-in-1 shampoo. Gives you shiny hair. 3-in-1, more than 3-in-1, many in one. Not only did He give forgiveness, He also gives you freedom. And that is the awesome thing today that we are all singing about, shouting about, jumping around about. Freedom. Freedom from guilt, freedom from your past, freedom from your addictions. Oh yeah, we are all addicted to a whole lot of stuff. At one point I used to always, first thing in the morning, look at FB. Now they say FB is an old people's thing, I don't know. But yeah, it can be an addiction, you know. And Jesus came to set us free. You know, if the gift is so great, why is it that people still don't want to receive? And I cannot understand. And I made a list. I made a list of the reasons why people don't want to believe. And let me just go through it with you, okay? They say, actually, I don't need God. I can do it by myself. People say that. And I'm sure some of you say that. But you know what? For all the filthy things that we have done, for all the filthy things that we are, we need forgiveness. We really do. We need redemption. We need to be set free and don't carry that weight anymore in our heart. Nobody can help us, not even your best friend, not your parents. No one can. But Jesus is saying he came to replace you. And then some people say, no, there's too much to give up. I'm having a fun time out there. Christian people are so boring. Are you all of them going to end up, like Pastor Anand? Let me tell you, he's a real fun guy, okay? I know him. He has a lot of fun. He has so much fun that he had to go, he's like, wow, I need to go for surgery just to have fun, he just recently went for surgery, I just found out. But do you know that the things that you can't give up are things that will hurt you? I don't want to sound like an auntie lah. No. But let me tell you, it will. It will hurt you. When you hold something so tightly to yourself and you just need it so much, in the end, it will turn around and hurt you. Really, it would. Because you're not free from it. You become reliant and addicted to it. And some people say, if I become a Christian, I cannot maintain it. It's very, very hard. I cannot be like always goody-goody, I just have to like chill a bit and just be real cool and all that kind of thing. But let me tell you, I've seen time and time again people, when they come and they receive Him, receive Jesus, and you know how they do that? You just say, Jesus, I believe in you. And I want you to come and just take away all these filthy things in my life. That's all you got to do, really. Receive His forgiveness. And then when these people do it, I tell you, their life is different. Just somehow. And it's a supernatural thing, let me tell you. We are so fond of all the supernatural things we watch on TV. I don't know, like what Almost Human and Being Human and Twilight and all that kind of thing. We love the supernatural, the phenomenon and all that. But there's something so supernatural that is happening. And I believe even right now, and that's God's Spirit speaking to you, that you gotta just make a decision. And some people say, no lah, too easy. How can you just say, Jesus, take away all these filthy things in my life and forgive me? It's too easy. But let me tell you, this gift that's given to you is free, but it's not cheap. It's not cheap because Jesus paid it all for you. You don't have to do it, but He did it for you. It's not cheap. And some will say, I'm not good enough. And I agree with you, you're not good enough because I'm also not good enough. Bible says that even our best is like filthy tissue paper. Have you ever seen people who blow their nose and then they throw the tissue paper everywhere? And I've been doing that because I've been fighting a flu. And the Bible says that the best thing that we can do is like that filthy tissue paper full of snot. Yucks. Phlegm and all different colors. Yucks. And that's how good we are. So we are never ever good enough. But God wants to give that to us. And some of you think, I can wait. Maybe later, when I'm older, But let me tell you, when will you have another opportunity? When? Today is as good a day as any, right? When we receive this, and we call it salvation, and we sung about it just now. Salvation means being saved. Saved from sin, saved from addiction, saved from all the filthy things that we have in our world. It's not just a ticket to heaven. It's freedom as well, here and now. Can you turn to your friend that you've invited, Christians? Turn to your friend that have not, well, you think they haven't really called on Jesus. Turn to your friend right now. Let's all just stand up. Hallelujah. And say, what do you think? Is that a good deal? You want this? Because all you need to do is say yes. Really. And I'm so privileged today to invite you. I feel so grateful that I can be here to make this call, really. Because it's going to be the best decision that you made in your life. I made that decision many years ago when I was 13 years old. And I didn't want to do it at first because I thought, okay, I want to still hate my brother. I still want to really do bad things. Being a middle child, I just didn't like my brother very much, being the youngest and spoiled, and my parents gave him everything kind of thing. I thought, okay, I didn't want to do that. But then I felt that, no, I needed this. I need to do it then and now. And today I am years old. And, you're never going to know. And I'm so glad that I started that journey with him. And he has led me along the way to my career, to my path. I failed Form 6. Oh my goodness. I failed my general paper, Kertas Form 6. It's amazing. I was doing so well in school. I was helping other students. My teacher got me to help other people. But when it came to the exam, I just kind of blanked and got confused and I failed it. And I was like, what? And I thought that was it. I cannot go to college. I cannot go to uni. But the way the Lord led me, I tell you, I could still make it. I did my law degree.